Hi there, Z here, and Cuphead.
The
So
new
it's
one.
Okay. All right. We get the joke. It's been done to death. Everybody and their imaginary friend has made a review on this game. I realize that, and I get it. This game literally died. The internet brought it back to life just long enough to buttfuck it, and then killed it again. I realize that. Now, that being said, why am I doing a review on it then? What makes me so special? And handsome. And talented. And totally not gay. It doesn't really matter about anything like that. Why am I doing a review on this when so many others have? Mainly because I can no longer shout things from my rooftop. The police say that's a no-no. It's against some sort of ordinance, you know, some sound ordinance or something like that. President Trump is no longer President Trump. He's been co-opted by the Jewish lizard men. There's a conspiracy for laxatives. They're putting them into the diet Pringles. Johnny Depp is not as good as people think he is. He's just a drunk. Jennifer Lawrence is a bitch and she should stop acting. Hey there, Zach. Would you like to come down? Shit! No, come on, Zach. You remember what happened before. Don't be doing... Oh, God! Hey, Zach. Hi, Terry. I still have the fucking scar from that day. Anywho, I love this game. Spoiler alert, 10 out of 10, love it. It's the best game I've played in a long, long time. And with only a scant, measly $20 to pay for it, why don't you join me into another episode of Gaming on a Budget? Hey, Dad, do you know anything about these string of dog nappings? Shit. So I'll give you one chance to guess why it's called Cuphead. No, seriously, I'll just go right ahead. You know, how long does it take to guess? Like 3 seconds? Okay, I'll wait. That's right. It's an acronym for Seeing You P-Head. Yeah, that's right. This guy's a fucking pervert. I mean, just look at those eyes. It's like that stare has rehypnol in it. No, for real. It's an anthropomorphic cub that walks around, sells his soul to the devil accidentally, and now must proceed to fight for the right to be a cup. And the first thing that you'll notice about this game is that the word aesthetic is not just in small cursive letters, but big, bold, brass letters with balls of fury. Fucking seriously. This is one of the prettiest games I've seen in, oh boy, in a long time, if ever. Like, it might be ever I've ever seen something this pretty. The colors are poppin', the movements are smooth, the drawings and characters are crisp and creative and cocksucking magnificent. Oh God, I'm sorry, I wanted to go through this review without my bias showing, and it's showing a lot right now, so let me just, my apologies, I'm trying to be a professional here, let me control myself. Okay, there we go. This may be the best looking thing in existence! Oh my God, what's the most beautiful thing that you can really think of? Come on, just really come at me. Is it like your prized car that you've been keeping in pristine condition since you got it from your grandfather back when you were in high school? No? Is it that? Something like that? No? Okay, so how about your child's smile? Like your children smiling up at you and saying, Daddy, when's breakfast going to be done? When are you gonna start eating breakfast? I'm literally starving right here. Is it that right there? Maybe it's Mae Young. Ooh, yeah, actually, that's my prize pony right there. That might be a close second. R.I.P. in peace, Mae Young. R.I.P. in peace. But take all that stuff and fucking double it! That's how beautiful this game is! Alright, whew. Okay, calm down. Just like a girl at the bar, it takes more than a pretty face to find her worthy enough to take her home to meet your mother, right? Okay, so let's talk about the gameplay. Let's see how the gameplay is, aka how well she can take a beer bong, am I right, gentlemen? The gameplay is fucking phenomenal. It's fantastic. It really is. You all can see kind of where this is going. If you didn't like this game and are looking for another review to shit on it, you come to the wrong place. And if this metaphorical ball sucking is starting to wane on your patience, go ahead and leave. I will not be upset, because it ain't gonna get any better from here, okay? The gameplay can be categorized into one of two types. One, the gun and run stage, the same kind of gameplay that certain games journalist was having such an issue with, where you just run and shoot everything in your path whilst gathering coins to pay for upgrades at the shop. Real quickly here, ladies and gentlemen, let's talk about the upgrades, because they're great! They're great! Just as you can see from everything else, they're fucking phenomenal here. They really let you customize what kind of player that you want to be with an arsenal, a vast different arsenal of weaponry and power-ups that you could choose to kind of be a weak and accurate player, or a spray and pray berserker with a lot less defense. It's great, it's terrific, phenomenal, but let's go back to the gameplay before I get too far into that. The second thing could be summarized as, hey, do you like fighting boss battles, but hate the tedious level that you have to go through? Well, then say fucking no more, because each of these engagements is like a boss fight from a video game, but you don't have to deal with all the low-B minions to get to that point. And each of these bosses are so unique with their attacks and their movement patterns and just the overall design of each that it feels like a new adventure every single one that you come across. God, it's good! Okay, let's talk about the bosses. Can we talk about the bosses? I feel like it's important to talk about the bosses, so I'm going to talk about the bosses, because most of the situations in this game is the bosses. Like I mentioned before, there are run and gun levels, but most of the levels are going to pertain to you beating some weird, unique villain. And guess what? They're also fantastic. They are so creatively drawn, and the more damage you do to them, the different moves they do back at you, and it constantly keeps you on your toes. And these different moves kind of partake in different stages. Like, let's say that there's 3 stages. The first stage, they just throw whatever they want at you, and it's easy to dodge. You can see it coming from a mile away, easy. The second level is where they start getting angrier and they start throwing new shit at you, where it's kind of a trial and run where you'll get hit and then you'll know what's going to happen, then you'll get hit, then you'll lose the level, then you'll come back and you'll know exactly what they're going to be doing. It's kind of something like that. And then the final level is, what the fuck? Oh yeah, this is one of the favorite things I actually like about this game. When they are about to die, they're getting so close to meeting their maker. They transform into, most of the time, some pretty terrifying final forms, which is fucking weird, because everything before this, it was pretty family friendly, the boom monsters, nightmares. But after defeating all the bosses in a certain world, you collect their contracts to give to the devil so you can move on to the next world. There's 3 worlds, then you can go to hell where you can confront Satan himself. So you might be thinking, Zach, this seems relatively short. Like, only 3 worlds, a handful of bosses in each world, and that's it? Yes, yeah, I can't really argue that, but as you have probably heard already, these bosses aren't no pushovers. Especially if you take the hardest level and shoot on getting an A at every single one, it gets really fucking difficult. Which might actually separate the kind of people who will like this game and who won't like this game. Understandably, some don't like the whole Super Meat Boy method where everything you do is so fucking difficult that you lose 40 lives on a boss battle, and that it really isn't out of the ordinary for a casual gamer. People like me love it though. I mean, just come on. I played The End Is Nigh, I played Super Meat Boy, and I had a fucking great time with both of them. Doing the same thing over and over and over again, slowly becoming more and more tactful and skilled until you finally take down that stupid son of a bitch. It's just so fulfilling to actually go through all that, but I can understand why some people would just get tired of it and give up. And yes, before anybody asks, there is a magic pond that tells you how many times you've died because the developers want you to know how badly you fucking suck. Now I want to double back to kind of talking about the upgrades and the weaponry, which, like I mentioned before, really helps out in determining what kind of gamer you want to be. Just want a standard little gun? Bam! Pea shooter. Bam, 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 bam. How about an attack that's really weak as hell but never misses? Hey, we got that too, don't we? How about a kind of shotgun weapon where it's just up and close with massive amounts of damage? Boom! Are you not satisfied yet? And to be honest, I didn't really think about this next part because as soon as I printed off the script, I automatically forgot talking about this, but the sound design is fantastic. Not the whole glippy gloppy sound of you shooting at the enemies. No, not just the music. Listen to the music at the beginning here.
Well, Cuphead and his pal Bugman, they like to roll the dice. By chance they came on a devil's game, and gosh, they paid the price. Paid the price.
Man, I feel like getting a flapper and start dancing at the local clubs, if you know what I mean. It's phenomenal, and I love this type of music, so it gives a big thumbs up for this on me. Like I said, this wasn't really planned because I completely forgot about it. But when I was trying to get gameplay footage, oh, I just fucking loved it. Oh my god, that felt so good, getting all of that off my chest. And honestly, this is probably one of the best games I've played all year long. Let's take it down a notch here. I really want to be serious. It's fun, it's creative, it's colorful, and when you beat it all, you unlock an expert difficulty to try if you don't hate yourself enough already. Now, seeing the massive success of this game, there will probably be multiple copycats coming up, but if this company ever does come out with a sequel Cuphead, I will probably scream like a little girl and get my copy right away. And I suggest you all do as well. I mean, if you're into these kind of games. I know that I am, and this is just right up my alley. It's beautiful, it's fun, it's addicting, I love it. And after my, admitted metaphorical molestation of this game, I hope I've opened up a few eyes and a few minds. And remember this, it doesn't matter what's in your cup, whether it be chocolate milk, white milk, herbal tea, or maybe even hot chocolate. We're all expendable in the eyes of the developers.